Several months ago, the people at Morning Joe decided that because Trump's tweets were so critical, we were going to make a huge investment and set up a Trump tweets desk.
Yes.
And in fact, we did it in Hong Kong because,
I thought it was
it reaches Hong Kong first. So it's we're always a nanosecond ahead. So there's going to be a slight delay here. Please forgive us, but I promise you it's worth it. Let's go to our Hong Kong Trump tweet desk and our own Willie Geist. With
what did he say, Willie?
Check in on the Asian markets in just a moment. But first, we're going to stay on this story about the First Amendment, but the president has spent the last 20 minutes or so tweeting about Puerto Rico. Newsworthy for a number of reasons, but chiefly because what he's saying essentially is Puerto Rico was a complete mess before there were hurricanes there.
Oh my
God. And there's only so much we can do. He says the electric and all infrastructure was a disaster before the hurricanes. He goes on to write, we can't keep FEMA, the military and first responders who've been amazing in Puerto Rico forever. So his point is, don't criticize my response. Puerto Rico was already a mess, not my fault.
Oh my God.
Listen, I'm glad, Willie Geist, I'm glad we went to Hong Kong.
Please go away now, Willie.
Thank you very much.
We don't want to hear.
The Nikkei is up.
And the Nikkei
Yeah.
So Donald Trump, Sam Stein, tweeting out this morning,
blaming Puerto Rico,
remaining oblivious to the pain that's happening in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
The fact that 80%, 85, 90% of Puerto Ricans still don't have power there.
More people are dying. I think we're up to 45 or 50 dead.
Yes.
In light of the disaster there.
And they're dying because they don't have clean water.
Correct.
At this point. Not just blaming Puerto Rico, but threatening Puerto Rico, saying that FEMA will not be there for you in the long run. These are U.S. citizens.
Yeah. This is not American.
But I think it does get back to a very fragile psyche. He's being widely criticized for this response, which is weird because in the prior hurricane response, he earned fairly good praise for his ability to get down there and handle it, seem empathetic, and so on and so forth. And in Puerto Rico, he just botched it from the beginning.
I really don't think he understood, and I'm serious from the very beginning, that Puerto Rico was part of it.
I wouldn't be surprised. But I think it's interesting because most people, when faced with this type of criticism, would try to remedy it. They would go down there, they would seem compassionate, they wouldn't toss paper towels like basketballs into the crowd. They would do what they could to make the situation better for them politically. Trump is unique in that way, in that when he's criticized for something, he lashes back. And so in this case, Puerto Rico doesn't get more empathy, it gets more threats.
Well, and the problem is, this is a humanitarian crisis which will only expand exponentially, Mark. You've seen this before. We've all seen this before. You have a situation like they have down there, and there's no response or reaction to it. It's predictable that this spins out of control, and more people die, more disease spreads.
Well, it's because of no one had power, no one had water, because it is an island, and so it's harder to get there. This would require a lot more sustained effort than some of the other disasters he's dealt with. And it's at a time when he only wants credit for things. He doesn't want to deal with hard things. This is a really hard thing.
On the day that the hurricane hit, I and everyone else was watching this on television, and the governor of Puerto Rico was saying, we might not have power for 6 months. That was the day the hurricane arrived, okay? It was clear that this was going to be it was going to be decimated, it was going to be a huge challenge, a huge crisis. It took, then the president, as you remember, spent that weekend focused on the NFL and doing other things. It wasn't until the following Tuesday, a week later, that someone finally criticized him enough that he shifted his focus to that. It was a week.
The president was,
and this is not confidential information. We all knew.
And that weekend, Sam, the president was at his country club golfing while the mayor of San Juan was up to her neck. Trying to rescue people.
Yeah, I mean, he
literally up to her neck in water.
And then to pick a fight with her, and then to go down there and act the way he did. The question that I have through all this, and I don't know what the answer is. It's confused me the entire time during his presidency. Is that doesn't he want to have less crises on his docket? I mean, in the midst of a Puerto Rico crisis, a nuclear standoff with North Korea, all the domestic stuff that's happening, to then go and to then do the decertification with Iran, why does he feel the need, and then to blow up the DACA deal that you had with Schumer and Pelosi? What is it about him that he feels like he needs more crises on his docket, as opposed to solving something and maybe calming the waters a little bit?
This is what Tom Barrack, his longtime friend and his longtime confidant, a guy who's so loyal to him that he said he was subservient to him, tried to keep him calm, said in the Washington Post article, which is he keeps trying to tell him, you don't need to antagonize.
Yeah.
70% of Americans every day. And
why do we think he does, though? That's my question.
Because he is so obsessed with his 30%. That was the base that got him elected in the primary. And because he's new to politics, he never really understood. He's never grasped the fact that the people that vote for you in primaries are not the people that get you to 50% and re-elect you. And he's never understood that. And he also, he's irrational.
Very.
And I think, you know, somebody that continues doing things that are against his best interest, which, let's just talk politically. What he has been doing for the past 7-8 months are so clearly beyond his best interests that no reasonable, no rational political actor would do that, which again feeds into the question of what is his state of mind? How is his state of mind? Mark, how is he emotionally? How are his mental faculties? Why does he continue doing things that everybody close to him are now saying, suggests, and Gabe Sherman's piece quotes people, suggesting that he's not well. Tom Barrack saying he's shocked and stunned by Donald Trump's behavior, and he's known him for decades.
It's a really hard job, and when he confronts adversity in this job, he's reacted to make things worse. And there's no one around him offering a different course except for Kelly offering more structure, which, as I said before, is not to his liking.
It's not working.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.